Joseph Capelli, our hero, the last sentinel, lives in Haven, Oklahoma with his family, and their primary strategy for surviving the occupation of the Chimera is to hide, to stay hidden, to avoid contact. And unfortunately, during the course of this level, you'll see that you've been found out. A Chimeran terraformer, which is this massive beam from the sky, is descending upon the town. So the winds are whipping. It's so massive it creates its own weather patterns. And you will see a lot of wind and experience the whipping nature of that as the terraformer descends.
In one of these sections in the Haven Town defense, you're in a junkyard and a new character is introed, which is the Longlegs. They have the ability to jump real high and jump all over the place. And one of the big feelings we wanted to create just in this environment, not only with these characters, but with the standard hybrids, is just the sense of just having to survive. We try to build these spaces a little different than R2 and give them lots of options. You know, you can go up high to the top of a building, you can fight from the ground, and you're just fighting these guys off and trying to hold them back so the rest of town can escape.
Beginning of the game, this is really the Wizard of Oz setup. This is the hurricane happening.
They're just chasing you back to the center of town. You're fighting them off, and they're bringing in more drop ships, and it's just like the whole Chimeran force is just coming down on the player right then and there.
You have a certain gaming paradigm involved when you're fighting those hybrids. You're looking for cover. You're trying to move from cover to cover to shoot these things that are trying to pin you down. This is the complete opposite of having to deal with the whole. Well, oftentimes it starts off with the designer coming up to me and telling me what their needs are. For this particular design, it was Cameron. So he would come to me and tell me what the gameplay is going to be like, the particular powers of it, and then I have to make that fit within the matrix of Chimeran lore and Chimeran design. So I did the initial drawings, and I did a bunch of different heads. Some way more alien, much more original, much stranger. But the stranger ones weren't working because it didn't feel like part of the Chimeran ecology. So I had to dial it back to what we had essentially, which is a giant Chimeran gorilla.
In this case, his particular heat stacks were actually located on his chest and on his shoulders. And so that's why, you know, when he overheat, he rips it off, showcasing like the damages that was done underneath. And it's one of those characters that he changes state from, like, you know, goes on all fours, climbing on things and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Not only did we want him smashing through the environment, a lot of his attacks are like fire-based air fuel attacks. So he has an air fuel grenade that he can launch out. He can run and stand on top of buildings and fire a barrage of air fuel grenades out. If you get close to him, he'll do a double fist, like smash into the ground and create a big area of effect fire blast. If the player gets close to the Hulk too, and like gets punched by the Hulk, you can get knocked into walls, into cars, and all kinds of stuff. So we really want to make this guy up-in-your-face visceral more than a lot of the other characters that fight it ranged.
This fight in Haven is from sort of the opening level of the game, and it really sets the tone for you in this world. That is, it's dangerous. You're vastly outnumbered, and there's never really an opportunity to feel safe.